So my name's Ken Finnan, and my job is to get you past all the exams. And the number one question I get before I do my live, so I'm hoping to save some time and make it less chaotic, is what do I do? I'm taking the test tomorrow or 2 weeks or whatever it is. So let's, first of all, if you're taking it tomorrow, too late, you're fucked. Okay? No, I'm kidding around. Get some sleep. If you're taking it tomorrow, you should not be on my live. You should be getting sleep and you should be going over customer accounts. Literally any exam you take, literally any exam, you should probably read customer accounts. I have crash course videos you can watch, playlists you can watch. Go watch those and get some sleep. If you have a significant other, make sure they do the right thing or ask them to do the right thing. And you don't want to make them do anything, but you ask them. Just massage. That's all I'm talking about. Just keep it relaxed. No fighting, stuff like that. Now, if you're taking it beyond tomorrow, so if you're taking it tomorrow, what are you doing out here? Get off here, click and get out of here. If you're taking it beyond tomorrow, so let's say you're taking it in 2 days. Tomorrow is no testing. It's adding knowledge, reading customer accounts, going over videos, hopefully my crash course videos or others. Bottom line is you don't want to stress yourself out. You don't want to take a test. I'm not a fan of testing. Some people like it. I disagree with it because if you go bad, there's no upside. If it goes bad for you, you're screwed. So I say, don't take a test tomorrow. Take it easy. Around dinner time, you're done. I don't care if you're taking the test at 5 o'clock at night. At dinner time, you're done. Okay? Don't do anything. Again, the night before is always kind of go out to dinner. Don't go, pounding, going fireballs, but just literally go out to dinner, maybe talk to people who aren't involved in it, who don't care about the test, don't want to hear it. You want to do stuff that just relax you. If you have SDC or Notman, they have these little sheets that you can go through. Maybe the day before, make sure you go over it like hot sheets or key topic stuff or crunch time facts. Again, I have crash course playlists, a whole playlist on almost every test you can take. Now, let's say you're taking it more than 2 days out. So what you want to do is within the up to, but not including the last, I don't even know if that's right. The last 8 to 10 days is testing. Okay. Before that, you're reading and quizzing and testing, all that. A lot of focus on reading, mostly focus on reading, watching videos, adding knowledge. But in the last 8 days, not including the day before, so whatever that is, so 10 days before, you're going to take tests every day. One test, not two. If it's a 63 of the SIE, maybe you can take two. But again, I don't think it works that well. Oh, I feel the heat on my back. I really just want to turn around and take a dive. The problem is when I go in there, there's a manatee warning. The boats have to go around me. I have to wear a flag saying manatee, don't hit me, stuff like that. Now, up to but not including the day before the test, you are to take one final a day. Now, remember something. When you do a final, review the whole thing, not just the wrong answers. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of do a triage. There's really 3 or 4 choices. You look them over. If you got it right for the right reason, you're good. Move on. Make sure you read the answer why, okay? 2, if you got it right for the wrong reason, mark that down. You have to review it because if you got it right because you guessed, that's just as bad as a wrong. Almost more dangerous, right? Because you think you got it. 2, if you got it wrong because you misread it, which happens with the Kaplan, Past Perfect, STC, even Achievable, all of them, you can misread it. If you get it wrong because you misread it, but you knew the concept, don't worry about it. The last one is you got it wrong because you didn't know your shit. That you have to review. So really, you're going to have 4 choices, mark them all. And then if you got it right for the right reason or wrong because you misread it, but you understand the concept, don't worry about it. The ones you have to review are the ones you got right for the right reason. And then the ones you got for the wrong reason, the ones you got for the wrong reason. See, when I talk too fast, my brain is here, my mouth is here, and they're not in conjunction. And then ones you got right for the wrong reason, like guessing, and then you got to be honest with yourself. Don't be like, oh, I think I know it. Or the ones you got wrong for the right reason, I guess the right reason to be wrong, you don't know it. If you're starting to memorize questions, buy another QBank. STCS 4 supplemental exams. If you want, buy Kaplan. But again, you don't want to add a new QBank in the last few days. You want to do it out so you can literally get used to the question because you don't want to switch it up the day before. Again, you need to go in there like a badass. You need to go into the test like I'm going to fucking own this shit and you're going to run it, okay? You got to go in there confident. You got to understand that if you go in there confident, if you go into this test as a confident badass, not cocky, confident, I know my shit, then when you see a hard question, you're going to go, oh, I can do this, okay? And you can work through it or even mark for review, shit like that. If you go in there where you're not sure and you're like, oh, I'm afraid, then every hard question is going to look to you like, see, I knew I should have waited. And that's a bad thing because you won't try it. I've seen that so many times where if you give someone positive confirmation of good work, they're willing to work a little bit harder on the question. If you're like, oh, I'm not ready, they go, oh, I knew I wasn't ready. They give up. We don't want give up. We want you to attack it like you know your shit, okay? And that's literally it. You maybe want to watch some of my exam walkthrough videos, join my live, but not the night before. I don't want to see you the night before. I want to see you after you pass so we can play a song for you and blow it out your ass, okay? Good, okay? Everyone, go beat this thing. You got this. I believe in you. I 100% believe in you. And you need to say every morning, get up in the morning, brush your teeth with your offhand, even if you want to brush your teeth with your foot, and keep saying, I'm going to pass this. I'm going to pass this. Say it like 10 times with confidence. Not I need to pass it. Not I got to pass it. I'm going to pass it. That's your goal. Go beat this thing. We got it, baby. This is it. Today's the day. You've been studying your ass off. You got good night's sleep. You've been reading. You have your dump sheet done. You're going to walk in there like a fucking badass. You're going to get this, okay? This is the day. You've been working. This is what it all leads to today. This is it. You're going to go in there. You're going to read every fucking word. You're going to come out there like a champ. I know you're going to feel like you're failing the whole time, but you're not, because you're going to do this. You're going to nail this thing. Hey, welcome. Happy Thursday. Jeff, how are you? I haven't seen you in such a long time. So, how everyone's doing? It's Happy Thursday. It's the Holy Thursday. It's the biggest party night of the year. What the hell are you doing on here? You should be out there having fun, hanging out, and doing stupid things. Okay, so now, on to this. Let's get into a couple of things first. It's a great Thursday. It's warm out, at least in New Jersey it was a little bit. Hopefully it'll last a little longer. Let's get into a couple of things. There's a lot of free resources out there. Obviously, the Facebook group, FINRA, and let's see if it works. Let's see if it's there. Yep, there it is. That is the FINRA and NASAA Exam Test Prep Network. If you go onto Facebook and hit that one, you'll take you there. Over 7,500 people, super active. We have chats for every test, and there's a study group for everything. It is like grassroots. It's growing on its own. I don't really publish it. I talk about it here, and it's just growing. Everyone's just finding it, and it's awesome. Now, this is NASAA night, baby. Okay, this is NASAA. CS, thank you. Ashley, we're going to get to you, baby. This is NASAA night. So understand, if you join the membership, we have a membership. It's not for now. This is for free, and it'll always be free. Every Friday night from 6 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern, we do just Series 63, 65, 66 stuff. And it costs $25 a month, which literally works out to be like $8 a lesson, which is super duper cheap. There's the link for it. That link right there will help you find a lot of stuff. It's $25 a month. You hit the join. Just make sure you turn notifications on, because the link goes out. I change the link every week, and around 4:30 p.m. Eastern, the link goes out. You jump on, bring your questions, take a snapshot of them, not Snapchat, snapshot of them, and bring them up, share screen. We go over it. It's not like this. It's a lot of back and forth. It's a Zoom. And a lot of these people have become friends over the short time they're on here, and they do study groups and stuff. It's pretty awesome. And literally for $25 a month, it's not a big deal. If you need obviously, if you need tutoring, I'm here to help you at series7exam.org. And the other side of that is that if you think I'm too expensive, you don't like my style, maybe I'm too ADD for you, Michael Weiss over at series7examtutor.com, great tutor, and he's about half the cost. Okay, let's get into it. It's going to be a light night, I think. And it's funny, I do have a student for some reason, I undid my my calendar for a second. I was doing, and all of a sudden a student popped in. So I'm literally teaching from 9:30 to 11 today. Okay. But it is, so I guess I'm not going to the bar. Okay. Now, Ashley, one of my favorite students, passed the 66 on Sunday. She nailed it. I think she actually had it later in the week, and she moved it up. Pretty sure she had it for like Monday or Tuesday, and she was ready, so she moved it up, which is awesome. Which means we get to party.
Go. Oh. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer.
And that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. And she's going to come on. I think hopefully she's going to come on tomorrow night and give us some feedback on how it went and all that. Obviously not giving away questions, because that would be a violation. But she'll come on and tell us what she went through and all that stuff and how she felt during, which is outstanding. Now, if anyone has questions, reach out to Jeff. He put his email down there, Cap Advantage Tutoring. He's the COO of this wonderful firm we're building. And and he'll help you. He'll walk you through any of this stuff, explain what you need or don't need, stuff like that. He's helped out a bunch of people. Okay. And Ashley, so you're done, right? So we got the chat trick done. We're done. It's gone. It's over. Never come back. Even the people in the group, they're super happy for you, right? But they're going to miss you. And I think you had a good study group. So I think, is there anyone left in that study group? Okay. Okay. TC, I appreciate it very much. I do appreciate that. Look, TC, CS, we got all these letters going on. Boom. Yeah, look, half my day, like even when I tutor, right? Half of my tutoring is just getting people in the right mind frame. Yes, obviously I know the stuff cold and I can answer the questions and I help people out 90% of the time. So 90% of the time I help with the questions, and then 50% of the time I'm keeping people off ledges. That's 140%. That's how much I give to you, that it's 140% of love, okay? So I'm always trying to give you, like that's why I do the little stupid things. I just put out a video, it just popped up probably 5 minutes ago, where I do a rhyming Dr. Seuss style on options, just calls and puts. I have more to follow. I think they're super entertaining, at least to me they are. So you're gonna have to suffer through them. But I really feel that if everyone just stays like focused, right? And you just stay on it and you stay consistent, but you take breaks and you have a good attitude about it. Like I say this all the time, this is an honor to be able to take these tests, right? So to be able to take these exams is an absolute privilege, okay? That not everyone has. A lot of people can't get jobs. If you go in the groups and stuff like that, on Reddit, you see people, I got the SIE and I can't find a job and I can't get sponsored and stuff like that. It's not that there aren't jobs out there. It's just that not everyone gets a shot. So everyone on here who's taken the 65, 66, and 63 and has a job, okay? This is it. Own it, okay? Enjoy it. Even if you're miserable, think this is good. I'm going to get through this. It's something to look back on. And if you don't have a job, think this is going to help me get a job. Because if you get the SIE and then you bang out the 65 or the 66, it's much easier to get a job. There's another thing I tell everyone, and I see this all the time. People go, I'm working, but I don't really like it, but I want to switch to a new firm. And they go, I'm going to give 2 weeks notice. Don't. As I say, we've said this 2 weeks ago. It's easier to get a job when you have one. So don't quit or anything. You don't want to quit. You want to stay on this. You want to stay moving forward. And it's again, recruiters are much more likely to answer your phone call if you have a job than if you don't have a job. It's shitty, but it is what it is. Couple things. Now, somebody got a question on the difference between a hedge fund and a venture capitalist fund. I'm not saying that's a question. I'm just saying they might have gotten a topic that refers to that. So the difference is, so a hedge fund is looking for absolute returns and they invest in kind of anything, okay? Anything they want to, they're looking for absolute returns. Venture capitalists buy small, and this is on the 65 and 66, they will buy smaller, medium-sized, in-trouble companies, more startup kind of thing, and that's the difference. Hedge funds, again, they're both kind of private placements, okay? They're both going to be for accredited investors only. They're not liquid. Those are the same. They may do a Reg D to raise the money, stuff like that. But if you are a venture capitalist firm, you are looking for small companies, startups to blow them up in the good sense. Hedge funds are looking for a bunch of different things across absolute returns. They're looking for returns, the consistent returns, whether the market's good or bad. That's what they're trying to do. Now, hedge funds kind of get a bad rap like them because they usually do well in bad times. Like Bridgewater, people have heard of Bridgewater, but they really came to, like, on the tip of a lot of people's tongues, this massive hedge fund, when the market went shitty, Ray Dalio and his company did really well. Like, even when the economy was doing bad, they did well, or they did less worse than everyone else. And it goes, oh, because one of their total return funds is very much into, it does much better when the market's shitty. It is what it is. Okay.
Would you say that? Would you say a fair comparison between a hedge fund and a venture capital? Hedge funds can go long, short, and venture capital is more in a business.
Yeah, they just invest in a business. That's fair. So hedge funds will do both. Like they do it. What is that? What is 130, whatever it is, where they take, it's 100, whatever, 130%, where they're long 100 and then they're short 30%. And it's weird, but they use the money from the long to short. It's kind of weird. Leverage. But pretty much hedge funds can do both. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now, if you are an advisor to a hedge fund or a private fund or a venture capitalist firm, you are what they call an exempt reporting advisor. And as long as it's under 150 million, you just report your financials to the SEC. You don't have to register. However, If you're over 150 million and you're just giving advice to private funds like hedge funds or private funds, you will have to register. If you're advising venture capitalists, they don't have to. I think because they're more sophisticated and it's not really the same thing. So no matter how much money you have under management, if you're an advisor to a venture capitalist fund, you will never have to register with the SEC. Okay. There's my rant. Somebody got a question on the difference between a SPAC and a blind pool, which I think they're totally different things, right? So a SPAC is a company. It's like a it's like a blank check company where you invest in it and they're going to do an IP. They're going to take over a company in the next 2 years, but you don't know what company it is. They have to find it. So over the 2 years, they're going to find a company to take over. But here's the good thing is you'll get your money back in 2 years if they don't find one. The bad thing is you've lost out on all their returns. Now, if it was in the last couple of months, maybe it's not a big deal. But when the market's going crazy, like right when COVID happened, they were really going nuts with these SPACs.
For like 2 years, they were like that.
Yeah. And the market was ripping too. So if you put your money in a SPAC and they never found a company to IPO, you got your money back with no growth. You had opportunity risk because you could have invested in something else. So that's opportunity risk. A blind pool, the way I think of it is like what politicians, well, not real politicians, so they just trade insider trade, but the Supreme Court and judges and technically the presidents are supposed to put their money in a blind pool where it's invested by a manager, but they don't know what it's in. Two totally different things. Okay, here we go. Now I built up some questions. Okay, Ashley, again, I am so happy for you. Hopefully we're going to see you Friday night. Okay. CS, thank you very much. Again, here's the email. If you want to reach out to Jeff. He will walk you through any of the membership stuff. And if you need any guidance on just test taking, not to test it, but how to sign up for stuff, or maybe he can send you in the right direction. Okay. And TCI, I love it. Thank you very much. Okay. Arisui. Okay. Taking my Series 6 in a couple weeks. Thank you for all of your videos. Okay. Oh, listen, I appreciate it. Well, this is like a self-love thing. You guys got to stop that. I may get like a full head and get a big head here. I don't want to do that. But anyway, my wife makes sure I don't have a big head. So that's what she said. Now, so I appreciate it. Keep grinding, keep reading, keep making sure that you're pairing off your reading with your, like if you're going to take tests every day, make sure you're reviewing it. Make sure you're spending as much time reviewing it as you are taking it. Okay, here we go. Okay, taking the 63. Oh my God, your scores are solid.
Perfect.
Okay, now, CS, fair. I understand the test anxiety. I get that, okay? However, your scores are solid, and I say for sure, past perfect questions are fuck you questions. They really are absolutely like, screw you, I swear to God, when I think people remember, I think there's a guy going like this, ooh, I'm going to see what I can do. Like literally thinking how much he can screw the students over. So I would say that your scores are solid. I would maybe take the 2 or 3 I have on my exam walkthroughs to see how you do seeing a different vendor. Since you're taking it Monday, you're going to rock it. You're fine. You know what you're doing. Again, they will do this. 63 won't. Past perfect and cap, and sometimes Achievable does this. Even STC sometimes, but that depends on what question we get. They'll go, Jeff is working in state A. He has one client in B. He had a client who drove through C really fast and then left. But while he was driving through C, he made a phone call to Jeff. But by the time he answered the phone call, he was actually in state D. And then he transferred the phone to the order to his mom, who's in Florida, whose uncle picked up the phone, who actually lives in the Philippines. Where do you register? That's what the Pest Perfect does, okay? And Kaplan, and sometimes STC, and definitely sometimes Achievable. So I just waffled it. Notman for sure does that shit, okay? That's not the exam. But they will ask a couple questions. They'll be like, an agent Jeff is in A, and he calls a client in B. And he has an office in B. Does he have to, he registers A and B? Or he's an A and a client from C, somebody from state C calls him with an unsolicited order. Yes, he has to register an A and C. Because just because a transaction is exempt doesn't mean that you still have to register. So if you do an exempt transaction or exempt security, you still have to be registered. That's the key thing, okay? Even if they're unsolicited, oh, it's exempt, it means the security doesn't have to register, but you do, okay? And you've taken 7 so far, you're in good shape, I swear to God, okay. Andrew, okay, hope you're still college student. I know you're studying hard on a Thursday night. You're not going to go out tonight at 10 p.m. or anything, okay? Okay. Now, you're taking it next Monday. Now, if that's a week from Monday, okay. If you have a week, if it's this Monday, find my crash course playlist and watch it, okay? Now, if you have a full week, start watching my SIE playlist video. Even if you go to this, another one you can do, it's just quicker. If you go, I have a playlist called Intro to the SIE. It's actually classes I did where I taught a Zoom class, and it's like 4 hours each. It's like a high level, blah, 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 straight across the board. So that helps too, okay? So that may be good. And if you don't have all that time, just watch them, okay? I think I'm putting another one up in a couple of days. It's literally the same stuff, just a different class. So you get to hear it again. So it's good. It's 3 hours versus 24 hours. So again, if you're taking the test Monday, and then this is for any exam, okay? If you're taking the test Monday, find my crash course playlist, okay? And always read customer accounts. If you're taking it a week from Monday, go through the other videos, and then around Friday, start watching the crash course stuff and taking tests. Make sure you keep taking tests, okay? Now, okay. Andrew came in twice. That's okay. So okay, now, can I explain this? Make covered puts, okay. So if I sell a put, if I sell a 50 put, let me put it up. I should open up my, you know what happened? I try to hold off to opening the Zoom because sometimes if I don't have any action on it, it shuts down after 40 minutes, even though it's a paid thing. So hold on. And this could be good. I'm going to do mostly theory on this. Let's see if it works. Let's see. I'll do the numbers, but the test will be mostly about theory. Let's see if it shows up. How does it look? Okay. Oh, there it is. That's what I want. There we go. Okay, let's make it nice and big. That's what she said. Sell a 50 put at 4. Okay. So if I sell a 50 put at 4, I have to hit enter. I just forget that. It won't show up. Can we read that? Maybe on the phone you can. Hold on. Let's make it bigger. I'm Irish. I've probably heard that my whole life. No, let's see. Here we go. There we go. Okay. That should be bigger. Okay. So if I sell a 50 put at 4, I want it to go up. I'm afraid it's going to go down. Because if the stock goes down to like 40, I'm going to have to buy the stock at 50 and sell it at 40, right? Because I have to sell it at the market. Because if I sell a 50 put at 4, this is an uncovered or naked put. We're naked. So if it goes down, it's going to be exercised, and I'm going to have to buy the stock at the strike. I don't want to own it. I'm going to have to sell it at the market price. So I'm going to have a lot of risk down to, I have 46 points of risk because you can go to 0. I still got to buy it at 50. So I can cover it by pre-selling it. So I'm going to sell 100 at 55. So if I do that, if I sell 100 at 55, then even if the stock drops to 30 and I have to buy it at 50, I've already sold it at 55. So I'm taking the risk out of the put. Now I still have unlimited risk because I shorted stock, right? So if the stock goes up, I'm screwed. But if it goes down, right? If it goes down to 30 or 40, I have to buy it at 50 because it's going to be exercised, but I don't have to sell it at the market price because I've already pre-sold it at 55. So I'm okay. Okay. So that's a covered put. Now, big thing is anytime you see 2 sells, unlimited loss. Remember that. Anytime you see 2 sells, it's unlimited loss. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yes, I'm telling you, CS. I'm telling you. Boom. Okay. Can I confirm that testamentary trusts do not avoid probate? That is a great question. Do testamentary trusts not? I don't think they do. Because what are they done? They are, what are you going to say? They are created after you die. So what's an inter? Do you know what inter vivos trust is? So an inter vivos trust is created. Okay. So if an inter vivos trust is created while you're alive, and then it tells where the money goes, the testamentary trust does not avoid probate because it's created by a will, which has to go through fucking probate. So you understand something. So if we do a testamentary trust, it's going to be created by a will, and the will goes through probate. So the will, since the will goes through probate, the testamentary trust doesn't. The inter vivos can reduce the amount of trust probate because it's saying, oh, I want this money to go this person, this to this, this to this, this to this, and boom, we go. So trusts are good to reduce probate and sometimes avoid it, but for the most part, testamentary trust, you do not avoid it because it's created by the will. Now, does the 65 ever ask about the form? So these are easy, okay? So they might, I don't think they do it that heavy, but they might. So if I'm an issuer, I'm going to issue shares and I register with the SEC. I have certain forms I have to fill out. So one is a 10Q, it's a quarterly report. The quarterly report is not audited, okay? Okay. Now, the 10Q is quarterly. I would say 10Q, I want to say you're welcome. Then a 10K is annual, okay? So the 10K is an annual that's audited and signed by the CFO and the CEO. And an 8K is issued when something happens in between the forms. So like say you do the 10Q and then the CEO dies or whatever it is, okay? They're going to announce to a 10Q, they're going to announce this through the 8K. Like if we like I think what NVIDIA announced a $5 billion charge that they're going to take because of the tariffs, right? That is done through an 8K. Now there are ways around it. So they can just do a press release on a public forum, and then that satisfies the disclosure requirement. Because whenever there's news that's material, they have to disclose it to the public, and an 8K is the best way to do that. But they found out that if you put it on Twitter or Facebook or the website, it's almost as good. Not Threads and not fucking, what's it about, Blue Sky? Nobody goes on there. Okay, so now, so those forms could be on there. The only other one is a 13, I know you didn't write, but let's see, a 13G. When you get over 5%, you're going to be a passive owner. 13D is when you get over 5% and you're an active owner. So and then 13F is for mutual funds or large traders. They have to report their financials what they hold every quarter. Not their financials, what they hold, their holdings. Now, it's interesting. This is the way I explain it. So when Elon Musk took over that little social media company a couple of years ago, I don't know, what is it called? Twitter. He filed when he crossed 5%. I mean, technically it took a little long. I think he took 15 days to do it. He's supposed to do it in 10 days, whatever. So he did a 13G. And I remember I was thinking, like, wait a second. He said he's going to take it over. So why did he do a 13? Like, he said he wasn't happy with what they did. So he did a 13G, and then they said, oh, they're negotiating to have him get on a board seat, which would mean he's an active owner. So he would have to file 13D. So he did. He filed the 13G, and then about 8 or 9 days later, he filed the 13D to say, hey, I'm going to be active. And obviously, he was very active. So 13G is for good. 13G for good, you're a passive owner. 13D for devious means you're going to be an active owner, activist. But Carl Icahn does it all the time. Well, he used to. So his company back in the, do you remember what his company was called back in the 80s and 90s? Gulf and Western. Do you remember what the nickname was? Jeff?
No.
Engulf and Devour. So Gulf and Western just took over Carl Icahn. He just took over all these companies. And basically that was like somehow he came out unscathed with the Mike Milk and Ivan Boesky insider trading shit. But
I'll ask you a question.
What?
Remember when he announced that Tesla was being sold at $420 a share?
No, what did he do?
Remember that rumor he put out?
Oh yeah, yes.
Did he file a filing for that?
Oh, when Elon Musk did that?
Yes, when Elon Musk.
When he said that was August, right? And he said he had Goldman or somebody backing it up, right?
I don't think that was. I don't think he did like a filing versus.
I know he didn't because he just put it on Twitter.
Twitter, yes, that's.
Did he own Twitter at the time, or was he just posting? I don't remember.
I think he just posted it. I don't think he did a filing.
Right. So he did. So here's the thing: if he didn't do a 13G, fine, but technically he met the requirement by posting it on Twitter.
Yes. Because
it's public. Again, if it's Blue Sky Threads, not enough people watch it, read it. If you guys don't know Blue Sky Threads is, don't go on. Okay. It's a cesspool of hell. So that's that. So hopefully I didn't go too far asking in the forums, but sometimes giving background helps. Okay. Now that's a great question. So TC and Ashley came at me with 2. So now we have what kind of option questions? Most of the time in the 65 and 66, it'll be what does a call or a put give you the right to do? Or if you're long stock, how do you protect it? Buying a put. If you're long stock, how do you add income? Sell a call. So remember, you buy for protection, you sell for income. So if I'm long stock, I either buy a put for protection or sell a call for income. If I'm short stock, I either buy a call for protection or sell a put for income. Buy for protection, sell for income. Now, here's your question, the break even. I have a trick. Let me bring it back up. See if it's still going to be on there. Oh, I love it. Okay, here we go. Now I got to share it because otherwise I'll be talking to the ether. I was doing my video. I was doing a video today for about 10 minutes. It wasn't bad. And I was going back and forth. I ended up recording for like 5 minutes without sharing screen. So it's recorded. So I had to redo it. But I was like, what a pain. Okay. So here we go. So everyone should be able to see this. We got to change this up. Okay. Now. Okay. Now. There we go. That's better. So now, if I sell the 50 sell shares at 55 and sell a put, remember, break even on that. Whenever there's stock in an option, break even is always stock, not strike, plus or minus the premium, always. So this would be 55 plus or minus 4. So it's either 51 or 59. So this is the way I tell. If it's 2 sells or 2 buys, I add. This is 2 sells, so I add. If it's a buy and a sell, I subtract. So if I change this up to short stock and buy a call, buy a 58 call at 4, that's a buy and a sell. So I would subtract from the 55. So if they're the same, you add. If they're different, you subtract. So if I sell 100 shares at 55 and I buy a call to protect, that's a buy and a sell, I subtract. So it's 51 here. If we go back to the other one, right? If we go back to the other one, that's a sell and a sell. I add, that would be 59. Hope that helps TC a little bit. Okay. Okay. Andrew, okay. Okay. I got this. Okay. Oh, Jeff Silverman. Okay. Okay. Dear Grinder, we'll go over that. Okay. Boom. Okay. Past the 7 on Monday. So hopefully, did you come on the other night? Well, even if you didn't, you're going to get a little song just because I got to do something. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena. That's my favorite part. I always make sure that goes. Okay, so now, Jeff, that is outstanding. Tips to stay on the 63, stay focused. Lots of Adderall. Okay? Just here's the thing. Here's a problem with these exams, right? So everyone does the 7, and look, people either like the 7 or hate it. Or usually people who love the 7 hate the 65, 66. People who hate the 7, they like the 66. It's just different. So the problem is that half the exam is so fucking boring. The regs, they are brain bleeding, brain melting, boring. And I get it's hard to stay focused, but you got to suck it up. You got no choice. Just read. If you're having trouble reading, if you have Achievable, that's the other thing, guys. If you really want to check something out, Achievable, go to Achievable. I have links in my videos, stuff like that. Check them out. You get a $10 discount if you can find the code. It's like find the code is good stuff. Most of my older videos have the Achievable link in there. Get it. It's cheap, and they explain it great. But what they do have is they have a read it to me button where you hit the thing, it'll read the page to you. So I'm a big fan of Speechify. So if you really have a tough time reading this and just like, you read 3 pages and you wake up and you're like, what the hell happened, right? Get get speechified or read it to you. You can have Snoop Dogg read it to you, or Gwyneth Paltrow, or maybe Martha Stewart, somebody, maybe some hot Irish girl in an Irish accent or Australian accent. Maybe that keeps you awake. I don't know. It's still boring, but it'll be there. Okay. So that's the only way to stay focused, other than here's the next part. Do it in small spurts, like Pomodoro method. Study for 25 minutes, 5 minutes off, 25 on, 25 off. 5 off. Okay. You got any advice on that one?
No, I think break it up. I like doing it in pieces. Don't think that because you're not sitting there for an hour straight, 2 hours straight, you're not accomplishing anything.
Yeah.
On the topic, however you have to do it. If it's 20-minute intervals, do it, take a walk, come back and do it again.
Yep, I agree. 100%. I'm with you on that. Okay. That's exactly. If you break it up, if you break it up, it becomes like 20-minute session versus an hour of
it's proven that after 40 minutes, it's diminishing returns.
God, 100%. Look, I don't read that much. Everything's audiobooks now because I'm so fucking lazy and I'm moving all the time. I just got because I watched Oppenheimer. I just watched the movie because it was coming off Prime and I had to watch it before it came off. It's actually pretty good, but it got me into it. So I just bought an audiobook and I'm not through Audible. I'm going to start listening to it, see what happens, see if I can learn quantum physics at my advanced age. We'll see what happens. Anyway, the point is listening to is great, but even when I read, like I loved reading. I used to read 3-4 books a week. I mean, I would walk from our office to Penn Station to get to train, and I would read. I would walk reading all the time, and but again, the reason I'm saying that, even after 25 minutes, I had to take a break. Even if it's shit I liked, like Jaws and Reacher and all this shit, you had to take a break every 20 minutes because it was just my mind would go numb. Okay, now Gear Grinder has some questions. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about these things. Okay, now I'm just going to do the 3 you put up there. I'm not going to come up with my own shit. Now, what is he asking here? Okay, soft dollars. Okay, it's like a hard dollar without the Viagra, right? Okay, yeah. Soft dollars is as opposed to, like, if I'm an IA, so if I'm an investment advisor and Jeff is my customer, I can send him research and he can literally pay me in hard cash. Just pay me in dollars. Say, here's 50 grand or 20 grand for the research. I'm paying you. IA, you can do that. An IA can do that. Okay. However, broker dealers can't. Now, there's different versions of it, but the one I always think of is this way. Soft dollars is when you're paying the broker dealer for research or a seminar or software to help them trade, okay, or allocate shares. Not for compliance. You can't pay a salary. You can't pay the travel to the convention, all that shit. It's to pay for seminars, software, and research. So I'm a broker dealer. And Jeff's an IA or whatever it is. I give Jeff research that I think is worth 20 grand. He cannot pay me directly for that because I'm a broker dealer. So he has to pay me in this subterfuge that I'm doing. It's like a loophole where he's going to give me orders. So I'm going to say, listen, I normally charge you a penny a share. So what I'm going to do is once I give you this 20 grand in research, I'm going to jack your commission up to 2 cents a share. So as it comes in, you're going to pay me toward that. I'm going to take a penny, put in my pocket. The other penny is going to pay for the research. So once you've given me, what, say 40 grand in commissions and trades, then we're even because one penny goes to me, the other penny goes to them, and there it is. Now, the other part of the IAs can do soft dollar too, but they have to make sure that when they work on it, it benefits the customer, not the IA. It has to make sure it's benefit for the customer. Now, so that's what soft dollars is. It's literally a loophole. Like if I want to pay for your Bloomberg, I don't think Bloomberg works, but let's say it goes. Let's say I pay for your Bloomberg. That's, what is that, $2,500 a month now? And that's basic, right? That's like basic just normal 25, just the low end thing you can see markets and talk to other people. That's $2,500 a month, maybe $2 grand if you share one. If I'm a broker dealer and I want to pay for Jeff's, I can pay for it and then I send him a bill and then he just has to make sure he sends me, $5,000 in commissions every month. Like when I say commissions, I mean he gives me trades, so I charge him a commission. That's why it's soft dollar. It's a loophole. Now, Monte Carlo theory is very interesting. Monte Carlo is where you have a portfolio, and it's not like a stress test, but what you're doing is you're running various scenarios at the portfolio to determine the standard deviation, the high and low. So my daughter, when she was at Bridgewater, one of their bigger customers, I'm not going to say what it is, asked them, and it took them 3 months to do this, to give them a platform where they can run any scenario that happened back to 1880 against their portfolio, which is, I think that's just somebody was bored that they wanted to do this. But the point was so they can run any scenario they want at the portfolio to kind of stress test it to see what would happen. So Monte Carlo simulation is just running scenarios at a portfolio to determine how volatile, how it react, and the standard deviation. Because standard deviation is literally the volatility. Okay, that's that. Now, a fulcrum fee, okay? When you think of a fulcrum, think of a seesaw, okay? Now, on this fulcrum, so really, it's not really a seesaw. I'm just saying it's a fulcrum. But here's what happens. When you do performance-based fees for qualified customers, remember, customers have to be qualified to do performance-based fees. What is qualified? 2.2 net worth or 1.1 under management with you. That's qualified. Now, to do performance-based fees, you have to do that. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to set up a benchmark and say, okay, we're going to match we're doing munis, we're going to do a muni index. Or if we're doing a market, we're going to do the S&P 500. Or if it's all small caps, the Russell, something like that. That's the index that we're using to benchmark. We're going to compare your return to that benchmark. The more we beat it by, the more we can charge you. The less we beat it by, the less we can charge you. And that's the fulcrum. So you have to get over. So basically, it's like levered up that the more you beat it by, the more we can charge you. That's what a fulcrum fee is. And it goes with, just remember, it goes with performance-based fees, and only qualified customers can do that. Okay. You're watching Mathpalooza. That's fine, Cody. Now, here's the thing on this. There's not a lot of math on the 66 or the 65. There's some total return, current yield, maybe a convertible, maybe you have to do future value, present value, which I do not do on the Mathapalooza. So anyone who is struggling with some of the math problems, I have 2 videos, Mathapalooza and Burning Math, which are good for like just practicing math problems. But I have another one, I should find it, where I'm doing series 65 problems formulas. So let me see if we can find out what we're talking. It's really good. It's all about the formulas. Let's see. It's the formulas you need to know. If I could spell formulas, that would really help. Okay, so here's a couple. Okay. Here, I have a couple. One, I'll do this one. Okay, here's one. This is one video that is formulas you need to know versus formulas you need to recognize. Okay. Then the other one is, it's where I lie. Hold on. And I say there's, hold on. Again, if you could see how I'm spelling formula, you would never respect me again. Okay. Here we go. I should have a thing set up for the math questions, the videos that I usually get questions on, right? Okay, and this one is, it says 2 videos, okay? I said it's 2 formulas, but it's really, I lied because it's 4 formulas. Ones you may need to know for that. Also, again, the only other thing you can say is find my time value of money video. It'll help, I promise you, okay? Okay. So, Cody, watch the 2 videos I sent you, and then find my video in the 65, 66 playlist called the time value of money. It'll help. Okay. But again, you could literally blow off the math and get a 95. Okay. Okay. So you're in chapter 11 for the 66. You want to take it in 2 weeks. It's going to be a tough road unless you're studying all day. You need to finish the damn book. Finish the book now. You should have off tomorrow. Most people are off tomorrow, Good Friday, right? That's one good thing about Wall Street. That's a Good Friday is the one holiday we get and nobody else does. But take it off. Spend the day reading. You got your chapter 11. I want you done by Sunday. If you can get done with that by Sunday, then you can do chapter quizzes for 2-3 days. Then you can start doing finals. You want 7 to 8 days of finals, 7 to 10 days, 7 to 8 days of finals, 1 a day. So you want to make sure if you take it in 2 weeks, you have 6 days to get done with the book and get the chapter quizzes. That's your deal, Jay. Okay. There you go. Look at that. Not bad. I like that. Okay. Oh, after the Navy, that's awesome. So you're a teacher. You're in the Navy. I have another student that did that. She actually was in the reserves, and while I was teaching her, she got promoted to commander, I think, and I think she had to take. I think you have to take a test for that, but you got promoted to commander. Look, if you can throw any like typed out tips in the thing, I would love it. That's awesome. Things to help people concentrate. Slade, I will never turn down help. I'm all about rising tide helps all boats, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so Andrew, I do have a discount code. So if you go in my videos, let's see if I can find it. I probably could be able to find this. Let's see if I have it here. Okay, where is it? Is it not in? There he goes. Okay. Why is it not letting me copy? There it is. Okay. It's funny. I have these saved on my phone. But you know, Jeff, you know me. We talked about this. I don't really push these things, and I should. I don't push them really much. But that code right there. And Garrett, I'll get to you in a second. And TC, you're up next. Well, soon. That's a discount. If anyone wants to buy STC stuff, that's a discount code. Okay. Okay. Andrew, that should help you. Okay. 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 Kind of freaking out. Okay. So real breezy visionary. Here's my question for you. When is your test? So, I mean, this is self-sabotage, right? You barely studied. Why? So you passed the SIE, you passed the 7. And remember, you don't know if you're barely, I mean, what are you saying? Did you say you passed it? Not barely passed it. Okay. Okay. Why? Why is it because people tell you it's an easy test? Don't fool for that. I am telling you right now, the 63, if you study your ass off, it's an easy exam. If you blow it off like it's an easy exam, you're going to fail. Because it's not as bad as what I said before, where Jeff was routing around half the country and where does he register? But it is tough, and it's big on ethics. And some of it's common sense, some of it is not. So I would, if you're taking it tomorrow, throw it up to God, watch my crash course, watch a couple quick and dirty videos, and go take it. But if you got at least till Monday, finish the book. Then just do the 63 is the one exam that I'm a fan of just taking tests to your eyes. Just take them and take them and take them and take them. Because this is the learning curve. Every time with the 63, this is what I get. They start taking tests. They go, I suck. I'm horrible. I'll never pass. And then boom, it goes from like 60s to like 80s. There's something that triggers after about 3 or 4 exams, maybe 5, where they start connecting and their scores go up. And it's not because they're memorizing. It's just they're understanding how to answer questions, and then they're fine. So just get through the book, take questions until your eyes bleed, watch my videos. They will help you a ton, and start studying. Okay. Oh, it's on Monday. She just said it's on Monday, right? Okay, hold on. Okay. You know, it's funny. When either one of us post, my screen goes all the way to the bottom.
Oh, is that right?
No, it's fine. It's funny because I go, wait, where's the word? Okay, so now. Oh, there, you did say, see, I didn't read the second. See, I stay right in the moment. I read this, I don't read the second one. Okay. Yeah, okay. You got to finish the book tonight, tomorrow morning, and then just take tests all weekend. You'll be fine. If you have until Monday, there are people who study for 2 days and pass this. I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying it's possible, but you got to get through the book and watch my videos and take as many tests as you can, even the day before. Because you're taking it Monday, I have no choice. But here's the other thing. Don't study past 11. You have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you have a wedding or something, blow it off. If you have any plans, your friends can handle 3 days without you. If you have kids, put them in front of an iPod or not. Yeah, an iPad. I'm dating myself. Just be a bad mom.
I think.
Yeah, you think so?
The whole book. They're passing the exams. Just tighten it up a little bit.
And fucking relax.
Yeah.
You got this, real breezy. Yeah. Are you going to come on Tuesday night and tell me you passed? But now that you're that far, let's hammer down. You got a full tank of gas. Let's put the hammer down and go hard. I want 2 tests every day. And remember, review the shit, watch the videos. And I want you so prepared for this that even if you're nervous, it doesn't matter. So if you're passing your exams, you're fine. Okay. Thanks for following up, Jeff. It saved me from that trouble. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Namaste has a great question. So now I have an issue. So YouTube, like there's overlap between the 63, 65, 66. So literally anything that's for the 65 is for the 66. That's a no-brainer. But anything I have in the playlist that says 63, it is the regs portion of the 65, 66. Because I tried this once before. I had the same video, the same information, and I tried to upload it with the 63 and 60, and then a separate one for 65. It shut me down. They have an algorithm that catches this shit. So even if I have this, I mean, if I change it a little bit, I'm sure it'll be fine. But I'm not going to do that because I'm too fucking lazy. So I'm going to say anything for the 63. If you see anything for the 63, it's for the 65, 66. But it doesn't go the other way around. If you're taking the 63, do not do the 65, 66 stuff because there's not overlap on that end. Okay. So namaste. I think we're good. Okay. Okay. So let me hit Garrett. TC, I'll get you in a second. So Garrett, last minute tips. Watch my crash course. Watch. If you've already watched it, watch my masterclass video, the last one. It'll help you. Read customer accounts. The last thing you do. Get some sleep. What do I tell everyone? You got to do. If you have to go get laid, get a massage, do something, relax, watch Netflix, do something relaxing. I'm not saying to smoke weed because I think it may slow you down tomorrow. But whatever you have to do to relax, just relax, okay? And if you're on the East Coast, any massage parlor you go to now would not be the one that would relax you. Okay, so now, because after 9 o'clock at night, those are not the ones. Well, they are maybe the other ones you want to go to, but whatever. Okay, I'm talking too much. So now, last minute tips. Watch the masterclass video. If you have STC, get the crunch time, read the crunch time facts. If you have Notman, do the key topics. If you have the other ones, don't worry about it. Read customer accounts if you can. Get some sleep. The worst thing in the world is not having sleep. I've had students who they go to bed at 4 a.m. the night before because they're nervous, and they fail because they just, I said I couldn't concentrate, stuff like that. So sleep. So really, if you're anyone taking the test tomorrow, what I would say, get the fuck off my live. Go get some sleep. I'd rather you've passed than have that extra viewer. I love having viewers, but I'd rather have that. Okay. Now, we already tended to do. Come back up. Okay, this is easy. Okay, this could be on the 65, more likely the SI year 7. But euro, let's go with the whole thing. Euro dollar bonds. Okay. Euro dollar bonds are U.S. companies for the most part, U.S. companies issuing bonds in another country. It doesn't have to be Europe, it could be Australia, Asia, whatever it is, but they're denominated in U.S. currency. That's a euro dollar bond. It's any company issuing a bond in another country, but it pays in the U.S. currency. Why do the U.S. currency? Because we're the shit. Now, a euro bond is the same thing, but not the U.S. It's like Sony is Japanese, or is that Japanese? Okay. So Sony, Samsung's Korean, right? Okay. So Sony issuing a bond in London, but it pays in yen. That's a euro bond. Again, I picked Japan for a reason because it's not euro. So basically, it's the same thing as a euro dollar bond, but not with U.S. currency. It's other countries doing it. So how dare they? Sony issuing a bond in London, but it pays in the yen. And technically, it could be Sony issues a bond in London, but it pays in euros. It could be anything, just not the U.S. Okay. Now, a euro dollar. Now, as I said, our currency is the shit. We are the base currency for the world. So now, a euro dollar is when you take U.S. currency, deposit it in a foreign bank, and leave it in that foreign currency and the U.S. currency. Okay, foreign to them, U.S. to us. So euro dollar is U.S. currency in a foreign bank left as a euro bank, as U.S. currency. Euro dollar bonds are U.S. companies for the most part issuing bonds abroad, but they're paid in U.S. currency. So anyone who buys a euro dollar bond or even a euro bond has currency risk on top of the default risk. Hope that helps. Okay. You will, not hope. You will. So Andrew, if you're still here, I need to see. Hopefully you're going to bed, but you need to say, I got this. Okay. I tell you this over the time. Everyone who's on here still, there's not that many. I want you to tell me you're going to pass. Don't say I need to pass. Don't say I got to pass. Say I'm going to pass. Everyone type it in there. It feels so good to put, especially you, Garrett. Put it in there. Say I'm going to pass this thing. Okay. Okay. Here we go. While you're doing that, I want everyone. I want all 31 people plus the LinkedIn people. Type in here. I'm going to pass this test. Okay. Does the 63 test have an exemption? Yes. Again, it's not super difficult. It's, hold on. Let me see if I can find one. I might be able to find it. Just show you how. I mean, they're not easy, but I mean, they're not ridiculously hard. Let's see if we can find one. Here we go. Copy. Oh, I got to just share. That's the easiest way. Let me make it bigger. Okay. Let's do a question together. My internet's slow. There it is. Or Zoom is. I think I have too much shit open. Okay. Probably won't be able to read it, right? Okay, let me switch that up. Okay. I can probably make that bigger. I don't know if that, no, that makes it. Okay, let me make this bigger. And I'll read it to everyone anyway. Okay, that might be easier to see. Okay, if I'm going to read it on the screen so I know if you guys, under the USA, always remember that whenever you're taking these exams, always say, are they talking about federal or state? Always ask that. Are they talking about federal or state? Okay, so under USA means state. I was going to say federal just to fuck with you. Security sold in a non-exempt transaction by an agent of a broker-dealer must be. So this is the way the question is, okay? Now, remember, I do the video where you say, can I sell a security? So a security must be one of three things. Well, really four. Either registered, qualification and coordination, or exempt, or an exempt transaction. Now, exempt falls under federally covered too. So federally covered is exempt. But one of those three things has to be a yes. Either registered, an exempt security, or an exempt transaction. Now, I'm talking. Hopefully, you guys try to answer this. So here's the deal on this. So you look at this, okay? Okay, so if under the USA, I look at A, does it have to be registered with the SEC to be sold in the state? No. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Go to D. Does it have to be in a listed securities manual? No, you probably never heard of that. And then does it have to trade on an exchange? No, because if it trades on an exchange, it would be exempt. So it's B. So it's a non-exempt transaction, which means it either has to be registered, exempt, or federally covered. One of those has to be a yes. Okay. So that's the kind of questions they're going to ask you. That's a lot of it. Okay. Oh, so it's funny. I did tell you, the video I told you I did about this whole data leak thing? It has like 90,000 views on TikTok already. A lot of people. The problem is so guys, in case you don't know, I have an Instagram. Yeah, there. Look at that. It worked. Series 7 Whisper and TikTok Series 7 Whisper. They're just different stuff. I do more stuff on those. I try to stick to the Series 7 and fitness stuff on my channel, but I kind of foray out into more risky endeavors. Okay. So I did foray out into risk. I walk in the wild. Okay. So I do a little more edgy stuff there a little bit. And it's fun. I literally just got 400 subscribers because of this stupid video. Okay. Because I wrote it. I talked about this. I think they all think I'm an anti-Trump. And I'm not saying but I think everyone thinks I am. Because they're all like, that's the only way you get views on there anyway. So, but I did a thing about the data leak. And nobody knows about the fucking data leak. It's amazing how it just died. It's not even that big a deal, but it's all about, it's literally they're going to make it be a big deal. And then it's just basically the propaganda efforts from Russia versus the Ukraine. Anyway, okay. But it's fun watching people go nuts talking to each other. Okay, back to this. So CS, I hope that helped a little bit. I'm just trying to fill in, you know that, Jeff. Okay, so now, I wouldn't worry about the dates too much, but here we go. This is the easiest one to remember. 1933, first act, new issues, primary market, first thing, primary. 34, secondary market. I have videos on this. 39 corporate bonds. 40. Here's the problem. This is what I think. They were very cruel when they did this. There are two. Do you know what the 240 Acts are, Jeff? Do you remember one of them?
Was it like I don't want to mess anybody up. Was it like funds?
Yes, mutual funds, the Investment Company Act of 40.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what the other one is? The Investment Advisors Act of 40. Really? Like literally everything's except for one word. It screws people up. I always said they had to know that 80 years later is going to screw some students up. So Investment Company Act of 40 is all about mutual funds. Now remember, this could be on the test. F-U-M. F-U-M. Face amount certificates, UITs, and management companies, which is mutual funds, open end, closed end, and ETFs. Those are covered under the Act of 40. REITs are not, okay? 529s are not. 529s are munis, okay? And then the other act is the Investment Advisors Act, which covers federally covered advisors. It actually makes all any advisors that are subject to federal law is regulated by the Investment Advisors Act of 40. Okay, good. Now, Jason, that's about it. Hope that helps a little bit. I try to give a little story with it so it sticks. Okay. And I think, boy, this guy's so smart. Don't overthink it. Awesome. Okay. That's funny. It came through as you. Okay. I love it. Look at this. I love this. Okay. Yes, I agree. Alex, 100%. The 63 has all of these exams have a lot of ethics, but the 63 is heavily weighted. I couldn't think of the word. Okay. Okay, boom. You're going to pass. I know it. Samantha's going to pass. Alex has ethics. I will pass. Ashley's going to pass. Alex is going to pass. There you go. Going to pass. I love it. Okay. SIE passed. Now, I love that. The other person did it, and it was like they were projecting they would pass, which I love it. Okay. You realize you're going to pass watching the videos? I love it. Okay. He got the cats part. The capital advantage shooting, why I have all the lions and the cat stuff. Okay. Oh, look, there it is. So it wasn't projecting. It was, boom, Brandy. That is outstanding. That's
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride.
I just love that part. When the voice goes different. That's awesome. I always make the okay. Boom, Ashley, you nailed it. That's awesome. I think you got B. Ethan Bradley. Okay, boom. Oh, I have somebody's taking it today or tomorrow. I think somebody's taking the test tomorrow or today. I gotta hopefully he passes. Okay. Okay, Jason, I'm glad that helps a little. Okay, everyone, not too bad. We made it to 9 o'clock. Again, I never know how Thursday is gonna go. It always starts like, oh, I'm gonna get kicked out and embarrassed by 8:40. It worked out. We made it. Okay. Okay, we'll do this. 3-minute warning. I'm going to cut out it in 3 minutes. So at 9:05. So if anyone has the last minute stuff, put that bit in there. Because if I see something show up after 9:05, other than I just got on, I passed, I'm not honoring it. Yes, I will. You know I will. I'm a sucker for this shit. Can I explain Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae? No. What I can tell you is that mortgage-backed securities, okay? Mortgage-backed security, it's like, that's just the answer, right? Okay, so you didn't say, should I? You just said, can I? So as a teacher would say, you have to, will you please? So mortgage-backed securities are backed by mortgages, right? So as the people pay the mortgages, it goes into this pool of fund, and then the money goes to the investors. I'm not going to do a big one. I have videos that cover this. And on my Zoom class, we go much deeper. So if you guys join the membership, for $25, it's a much deeper dive. I'm doing this just to give overviews. Now, the big thing is all three of them, Ginnie Mae, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac, do pretty much the same thing. They package, and basically you're investing with them, and they're mortgage-backed securities. However, Ginnie Mae is the only one that's actually backed by the government. Okay, Ginnie Mae is the only one that's actually backed by the government. Okay. Fannie and Freddie are backed by the agency and maybe the government, but maybe not, and the products. See, my Zoom just killed out because I wasn't doing anything. So Fannie and Freddie are doing the same thing as Ginnie Mae, but they're not backed by the government. That's it. And actually, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they're publicly traded companies. After 2010, the government kind of took them over. And they didn't, but I think they're being and they became penny stocks or over the counter. But I remember it used to trade. I was in the blue room. It traded like Fannie Mae was trading 2 feet away from me, and Merck and all that stuff. But basically, I would hear them trade all day long. That's what it's FNM. I just knew it was there. But they trade. So that's the thing. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are technically publicly traded companies that are not backed by the government, but they could be because they did in 2009. But they do the same thing Ginnie Mae does. That's the biggest thing, is that Ginnie Mae is backed by the government, so they don't have any default risk. Fannie and Freddie do have default risk, but it's not really a thing with them.
Do Fannie and Freddie still have that like implied kind of?
Yes. Yes. Well, that's the thing, right? So they're not backed, but even in 2009, they were. The government came in and covered their losses. I mean, they had to. Imagine if they cover all the banks and they don't cover Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But that's what I'm saying. I think they're strong enough now that they're trying to relist them on the exchanges. So we'll see what happens. Okay. You're taking it tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Junk, I'm glad that helped a little bit. Don't go too crazy on this shit. Okay. Sharp ratio is, so let me do CAPM. For CAPM is basically you're trying to predict, and I think they meant CAPM instead of camp. I'm not telling you about my camp stuff. That was really bad shit. Now, that's a 12-year-old kid in a camp with a bunch of, never mind. So now, I'm having PTSD. So now, CAPM is about risk and reward. You're trying to measure, trying to predict what your return is based on your risk. It's the beta formula. So if you have the CAPM formula is literally beta. So if the market goes up 10% and your portfolio has a beta 1.5, you multiply 1.5 times the market, and that gives you what your expected return is. So CAPM is about finding expected returns based on the level of risk, which is the beta stuff. That's CAPM. Sharp ratio is it's basically expected return minus a risk-free rate over standard deviation, which doesn't mean a big deal to anyone. But it's, am I getting enough reward for the risk I'm taking? Is the reward I'm getting enough to justify the risk I'm taking? That's why some people go, oh, it's like when you sell a naked call, right? There's a lot of risk versus not a lot of reward. But in reality, the things don't happen. Like when you sell a call, even though you can lose unlimited but make premium, which is very small, 85% of options expire worthless. So really the real risk is that you're not probably going to lose money. Even though it's there, it's not real. Okay. So Sharp ratio is, am I getting enough reward for the risk I'm taking? And CAPM is, I'm trying to predict my return based on the risk. Okay. Now, so here's the thing. If you want to do this, I have a life insurance video. Remember something. I'm going to say one thing that'll help you a little bit. Insurance pays till you die. Insurance pays you when you die. Annuities pay until you die. Okay. But if you go into my Series 7 playlist, find my variable annuity in this. I know you're not taking that test. Find that. I have a annuities video. Watch that. Then in my 65, I have an insurance one. Okay. Because here's the big thing. If you see variable in front of the word, it's a security. So variable annuities and variable life insurance are securities. The other ones are not. Term is just term. You're renting insurance. Whole life, you're paying fixed premiums, fixed growth, and you have a fixed death benefit. Again, my videos do a better job. Universal, you have fixed growth of the cash value, but your premiums can change. Remember, term is like renting insurance. There's no cash value, no equity, no nothing. When you buy permanent, whole, universal, variable insurance, the money goes in, most of it goes into the cash value equity, and that's building towards your insurance policy. But all of them, if you die, you get paid. That's the thing. And annuities, it's a retirement account. It's a shitty retirement account, but it is a retirement account. You put the money in after tax, Crow's tax deferred. Find my videos on it. But remember, life insurance pays when you die. Annuity pays until you die. Okay, Sean, get on it. You pass it. I would do more, but I have videos on that, and that we are in overtime right now. So it's like lightning round. So you pass 6 months, that's awesome. The 65, hopefully you're going to get the 63 right after it. Promise me you're going to read the book. You got to make sure you read the book first. Don't do again, that's what I tell everyone. If you're starting out to studying, just get through the book one time. Unless your firm's on your ass about it, then do what they tell you. But if you can read the book one time before you do any quizzes, that'll help you a ton. Okay. Okay. Boom. I'm glad that helped a little bit. Okay. Ethan Bradley. Okay. What test you? If you're taking the 66, I wouldn't worry about it. I have a video. Hold on. The strategies. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. I think I call it option. "93 videos with the word option in them." That's going to be fun. Hold on. But I have a video that shows strategies. God, my internet is so slow sometimes. Oh, no. I know what it looks like, so it'll help. Oh, here we go. Slow. I feel like every customer service rep I ever talked to. My internet's slow right now. They're probably drinking coffee or something. Here we go. Oh, Sean, that's awesome. You're halfway through the book. I love it. Okay, so Ethan, that should help you with the strategies. It doesn't do the math, but it should give you some of the strategy stuff. That actually, what's very funny is that video, YouTube took it down because they thought I was they thought I was helping people cheat on the exam. I would never do that. I'm much more ethical than that.
How could you help people cheat on the exam?
Well, they did it with the other one. I have an options. One, I think because it said cheat sheet on it, but it was like the dump sheet. You know, when I had a video tell you how to create a dump sheet, and they put it down, and then the next day they took down my options one. I'm like, and it was called the same thing. I just waited 2 days and re-uploaded it.
It's too random with the questions and everything else in people's minds.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's sometimes they do some weird shit. Like sometimes my video my live gets demonetized every Tuesday because they play those songs. But a couple of times it gets blocked. There's one of them. Oh, if I do the Coachella thing, it gets blocked. I have to trim it out. So we're gonna get this, guys. Okay, everyone, you all have a good night. Have a great Good Friday, Easter. Even if you don't celebrate, just go do something. Like we're going to there's Roots, the steakhouse is open by us, so we're going there because my daughter is going to Philadelphia. Did you ever hear that? Never mind. I'll tell another time about Philadelphia. My other daughter's in Panama. My son's in Mississippi. So I have one son, and I'm trying to get him to come home. So I'm bribing him with steak. Okay. If anyone has questions, reach out to Jeff at Capital Advantage Tutoring. He will absolutely help you out. And okay, here's the thing: Bobby Parks. Go find my quick and dirty video. I covered 2 things. 1, find the time value of money video. And secondly, find my 65, 66 quick and dirty. And it's mostly, and somewhere in the middle, I have it timestamped. You can find the questions where I talk about it. It'll help a lot. Also, seriously, I'm not kidding about this. If you ever not, okay, seriously, okay, yeah. So I would watch that video, the one I just sent. It'll help a lot. Go through my whole options basics playlist for the 7. Now, Ashley, we're damn right we're doing the Zoom tomorrow. That's right. I don't take holidays. I'm even doing my principal exam on Easter after I eat steak dinner. What was I going to say in this? Back to this. Go to Khan Academy. It's free. It is literally, when I started working at a bond shop, I was an equity guy forever. I never get out for this thing. I was an equity guy forever. I went to the bond shop and I started asking them stuff. They go, oh, they're all CFAs, so they don't have patience, right? So they go watch. They gave me the list of videos to watch on Khan Academy, time value of money, all this shit. And I watched it. They go, now you have it. Now we'll talk to you. So they figured it was easier that way. And I learned so much on that. Then once they started telling me, and I dealt with the risk, vol, started talking about vol and risk and risk on, risk off shit. Then I was fine. But if you guys really want to learn about some of the stuff, and I'm cursed too much or whatever it is, go to Khan Academy. It's free. Type in time value of money, Khan Academy. They're cartoony. They explain it. They do a great job explaining all of the CAPM, the alpha, beta, all that shit. But again, Robert, go find my time value of money video and find my quick and dirty. I cover all that stuff in there. Okay, everyone, I think we did some damage today. Okay. Thanks for coming again. Happy Good Friday. Happy Holy Thursday. Happy Easter. And is Passover done?
It's coming to the end.
It's near the end. The important was Sunday night, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know. I mean, because I have a lot. I grew up. It's funny. my town where I grew up from high school is primarily a Jewish town. I never knew. I had no idea. But it was not a big deal. But what I noticed was everyone was gone all summer. Where did they go?
Camp.
Yes. I don't know. Like, there was not a fucking kid in the entire town. I was like, where? And they all come back and they talk about the inside jokes. I'm like, what? And then I figured out they went to camp.
I think it's also in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
Yeah, I agree. So it's definitely there. But they all went to camp, whatever it was. There was one in Long Island and in not Hiawatha, but it was like Camp Harvey or something like that. It was some crazy thing. So anyway, so we'll see. Well, I have to be very careful. So my reunion, my reunion is, so that's why I'm not going to say I'm very pro-Israel, but I am. So it's my reunion, my 40th reunion is on Saturday. It's crazy.
You going?
Yeah, of course I am. I helped plan it, and I said to him, he said, I keep saying to the guy who ran it, and I love the guy. I kept saying, we need a woman in here to help plan it, because he picked the night before Easter, and he thought everybody ran half the class can't go. So I'm going to talk to him about having a 40 and a half reunion in the fall.
Are you going to rent the exotic car and get out of doors that swing?
Oh, that'd be fun. I got the helicopter coming in. Oh. It's going to drop me on the roof.
Was it?
I'm going to rappel down Tom Cruise style. What?
Michelle's high school reunion.
Oh yeah, the Romeo and Michelle. That's funny, right? Okay, that's an old movie.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So okay, everyone, thank you very much. And you can probably be bored about what we're talking about now, but we got this. Everyone, you're gonna pass. We got this. Happy weekend. I will see you guys next week, and I hope to have a bunch of people on here going, I passed. I want to play more music.